In the continuing effort of TFA to bring you face-to-face with legislators from across the state, here is the latest interview regarding the reported called special session and the push by the governor for a red flag law. Today we have with us Representative Chris Hurt. Can you tell us what district you represent and what your committee assignments are?
Hello, Richard. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here. And yes, sure. I represent the 82nd district here in rural West Tennessee. The counties I have are Lauderdale, Crockett, a large portion of Gibson counties, and about a third of Obion counties. I serve on the House Education K-12 Subcommittee, Education Administration Full Committee. I also serve as on the Ag Full Committee. I'm chairman of Corrections Subcommittee, and I also serve on State Government Full Committee.
What are your thoughts regarding the need for a special session that Governor Lee has demanded?
A lot of concerns over it. I was one of four, I believe it was four of us that signed an initial letter a couple of weeks back, maybe a month or so ago, to Governor Lee expressing our concern in our field that there was we don't feel that there's a need. I think that we need to take plenty of time to discuss this. Now, I will say that I do think as leaders, we have the responsibility to have these discussions, but we need to make sure we're having the right discussions. We're talking about constitutional rights, and we need to take plenty of time. We need to get involvement from stakeholders, from all the representatives, and get input everywhere. You know, like I know, Richard, when we're in session, there's a lot of times legislation is worked on for a long period of time, then it's introduced, then it's taken off notice or rolled where that all the stakeholders can come together. And we're talking about coming up for a week or two or three. I know we'll stay as long as we need to, but you know, we just want to make sure we take our time, we get it right, and we don't do something again just to do something. We need input from everyone. I feel like we could, we could have put some ad hoc committees together for this summer and fall to look into the Second Amendment, to look into school safety, to look into mental health. There's so many avenues here that we could have these discussions, and we could address this during our normal session in the spring. I firmly believe that.
At this time, what are your thoughts regarding the red flag law or extreme risk protection order that Governor Lee is seeking, which allows the government to seize guns from individuals who presently can legally own and possess them?
Lots of concern with what I've seen so far. I know there are a lot of people working on approaching this from different angles, and there's a lot of very intelligent folks up there that understand the situation that are working on it. So I'm looking forward to hearing what's brought forward. But what I've heard so far, I have a lot of concern. It's a non-starter for me when you discuss letting someone go into someone's house or private property and take their weapons away. That to me, again, is a non-starter. I'm approaching this. I feel it's a mental health issue. I don't blame the weapons. I blame the individual, and an approach that will blame the individual and address the individual with whatever they're dealing with is the direction I would choose to see our discussions go. So I have very large concerns on what I've seen so far. I know there's other legislation coming. So hopefully when we get together, we'll have some good discussions and we'll just kind of see where it goes.
What alternatives to a red flag or ERPO law do you think should be considered by the legislature?
Anything that's the approach that, again, puts the focus on the individual and not on the weapons. I think a mental health approach is, again, where I feel this needs to come from. I know we already have on the books an involuntary commitment and emergency detention legislation that was passed previously, which is a very controversial topic, but it's already in there. So let's look at that, and let's see if we're going to do anything, let's try to expand on that, which will put the focus again on the individual, removing the individual from the situation and pursuing treatment with the healthcare with someone that could diagnose them and get them treatment, but not start sending people in to start touching weapons and blaming the weapons, but keeping the focus on the individual and whatever they're dealing with at that time of their life.
We appreciate you coming on so that your constituents can hear what you think. And by the way, the rest of the membership of the TFA that are looking at this, and hopefully we can have you on at a later period.
Be glad to, Richard. I appreciate the opportunity today.
If you learned something today that was beneficial, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps get our message out and sell the brand. Check back for more content as often as you can. You can find our website at www.tennesseefirearms.com. If you are new there, click the subscribe button on that page as well to receive free email updates about issues that affect your Second Amendment rights in Tennessee.